Hi guys. Today we're gonna talk about zero trust technology for bring your own devices. And we'll talk about Workspace ONE and NSX technology. For Workspace ONE, we'll cover entire suite of Workspace ONE products. It's all about Horizon products. It's all about Workspace ONE UEM, user environment manager, and unified endpoint management. So, first of all, let's think about the security, because bring your own devices is every time it's all about security. In a mobile-first world, when our users can bring their own personal devices to a work, they can work from anywhere, from any location, at any time they want. Company should sometimes reconcile or rethink the approach of the security. In most cases, it should be divided into three categories. Security about the user devices, because in most cases we are allowing our users to bring completely unmanaged devices, completely unprotected devices to our enterprise infrastructure. We are allowing our users to have some access or full access to our sensitive corporate data, sensitive corporate files, sensitive corporate infrastructure from unprotected and unmanaged devices. And in this case, IT should somehow deliver additional security features from IT perspective. In most cases, we got user with different devices, with different OS versions. Sometimes it's some legacy devices, some legacy operating system versions. For example, we still got devices with Android 3.1, 3.2. We got different security settings and different security patches on these devices. And in some cases, we can't provide the same security feature on each device for each user. Sometimes we got cracked software. We got patched software, we got cracked software, we got compromised devices. By compromised devices, I mean that most users got their own jailbreaked or rooted devices for Android and for iOS devices, and patched Windows, patched macOS systems. Also, from IT perspective, we got no control on device usage and location. Small example, we got laptops, we got phones, we got kids at home. Our kid, our child, can take our phone or can take our laptop and just to check something on the internet or play some games. But this device got access for corporate information, for corporate network. And in this case, our device is unpredictable. We can't control anything. We can control where this. We can control who will access this device. We can control what type of resources would be accessed from this device. So we got no control on device usage and location. You can bring your laptop, you can bring your phone anywhere you want. For example, for now, I'm using my cell phone here in VMworld. But my corporate resource is located in another country. We got different corporate resources. For now, it's normal thing to have on-premise services, on-premise environment, our own corporate servers, our own file servers, mail servers, and so on. Corporate portals, everything. It's normal to get cloud services. We are using Office 365, we are using Salesforce, and so on. So we got our services published and deployed in different location, in different infrastructure. So somehow we should manage it in seamless way. Also, we got mobile application, which will store our information, our corporate data, on the device itself. So we got some additional services outside of our corporate infrastructure. We got mobile application, which can store information on a mobile device. And we got additional applications for legacy application and Windows application on Linux, Macs, iOS, Android, and so on. For legacy application, I mean that in most cases, in a large enterprise environments, we got some legacy application which can be run on a newer version. For example, we got some enterprise system which runs under Internet Explorer 8 or 7. We got still this application. And for modern environment, for modern laptops, phones, and so on, we got a newest version, and we can't run this legacy application, for example, on this laptop. And Windows application on Linux, Mac OS, and so on. It's about delivering remote application to any device at any time. Because when we're talking about bring your own device, we are talking about any application, about any operating system, and any version of this operating system. And in this case, we should deliver a seamless user experience for any user at any time. So we are talking about delivering this application to any device. The third thing we should consider about security is a network. That's why we are talking about last mile and man-in-the-middle attacks. When we're talking about bring your own device and remote access to our corporate data, we should always think about the networks where our users located, and users' networks. And in this case, we should always think that our last mile is unpredictable. We know nothing about home ISPs. We know nothing about the current networks. Even about this Wi-Fi, I know nothing. And we should always think about additional VPN and proxy servers. Because in some cases, our users got their own VPN solutions. They got their own proxy servers. They're using additional mobile application, which is free for now with some advertisements, but it doesn't matter. It means that they're using unpredictable networks with unpredictable configuration and unpredictable security. So when we're thinking about these 3 points, we are thinking about security for endpoints. You may ask me why I'm not talking about security inside of data center. Because when we're talking about zero trust security, we are talking about every user, and we mentioned that every user is untrusted, even if he's working from our corporate building inside of any corporate location from a so-called trusted network. We are not trusting him. Every user inside zero trust technology, inside zero trust concept, accessing our enterprise environment in the same way. When we're talking that every network is untrusted, every device is untrusted. In order to help manage these devices, in order to help manage these applications, configurations, devices, and users, we're going to use Workspace ONE Unified Endpoint Management, which will allow us to manage our endpoints, unified endpoints. For us, it doesn't matter which type of operating system, which type of device our users use. So we can use Androids, iPhones, everything you want. We are talking about desktop management. So we can deliver the same user experience for any device at any time. When we're talking about same user experience, we're talking about delivering application, for example, RDSH applications, or we are talking about delivering entire desktop. It could be Windows 10, Windows 7, Windows Server, and so on. Also, we talk about protection. Unified Endpoint Manager allows us to predictably protect our environment. We can use additional profiles and compliance checks in order to check the endpoint device. For application delivery and for desktop delivery, we'll talk about Horizon. We are talking about Horizon. Horizon is a VDI solution which allows us to deliver real-time application and desktop in real time with additional features like user environment manager in order to configure additional settings for application and for desktops. We'll talk, when we're talking about Zero Trust security, we are talking about an NSX solution. When we're integrating our unified point management with Horizon and NSX, we'll get identity-based firewall with micro-segmentation ability, and we can define additional service rules. So we can predefine some rules and specify which user at what location can access what type of resources, what kind of services. If we combine that all together, all the services together, we'll get predefined, pre-configured onboarding. So we can allow any user at any time to join our infrastructure. We can use auto-enrollment. We can give them predefined, pre-configured devices. We can specify additional term of use for a specific application or a device. And we can also check for compromised device, check for compliance. We can use compliance checking. We can check for compromised devices. When we're talking about bringing our own devices to enterprise, we are talking about, we should always think about user data. Our user don't have to choose between security and privacy. We are always separating user data from corporate data. We are using different containers for files, for galleries, for camera, and so on. No user data should be affected when a user would like to unenroll their own device from infrastructure. Unified endpoint management with identity-based identity manager will allow us and will provide us with self-service application catalog. So we can configure additional dynamic catalogs and provide them to our user. They shouldn't deploy any application. They shouldn't deploy any configuration which is unmanaged from IT. They should always use application catalog. They will get all the application in a single location, and they will get so-called single sign-on option for this application. When we're talking about single sign-on, we're talking about mobile single sign-on and single sign-on for Windows services. User accessing our infrastructure, it doesn't matter in what way, from which device, at what time he's trying to access our infrastructure, will always get single sign-on ticket, which could be used for security purposes and for dynamic catalog purposes. When I'm authenticating in my infrastructure, I'm getting this ticket. I'm going to an NSX solution, and I got information about what is available for me. And these resources should be available for me at any time I want. This concept, if you got any questions, I'll be somewhere here for about half an hour, at least half an hour. And so we can discuss it in more details. I got only 15 minutes, so it's only up-level slides. If you need some additional details how it works, it's actually working infrastructure, so we can discuss it. Thank you very much.